performances of last year. First of all, anything that happens when the stars are on the helmets, everyone pays extra attention to. But when you factor in that this was their specific problem a year ago and then it rears its ugly head in the first preseason game, I ask you, how big a deal is this? Not in this weekend's exhibition, but at this point, is this the biggest concern you have for a Cowboys team as they enter their season?
There's no doubt about it, G. I mean, the penalties are reflective of the coaching staff, and quite frankly, it's an indictment. You're talking about them being the most penalized team from a year ago. And if anything, as the head coach, in the first preseason outing, you want to have a clean operation, and you want to emphasize no penalties. But the self-inflicting wounds continue to pop up for the Dallas Cowboys. And guys, at some point, we have to start accepting that this is just a characteristic of who this team is going to be under Mike McCarthy. Either you're coaching it or you're letting it happen. When somebody shows you who they are, you should believe them. We should believe that this is a Dallas Cowboys team that's going to continue to struggle with penalties.
That's not good. I mean, that's
not good. That's not good.
Right? So if we're hearing that from Canty, what does it make you think?
That he has to do something really significant, like bench a starter, take Tyler Smith, their first-round pick. He's already had some issues with penalties. And if I'm Mike McCarthy, fear does the work of reason. I don't want to lose my job. I have the answers to the test. Jerry Jones told me that penalties have to go down, clock management has to get better. I would come out publicly and say, if you commit penalties for the Dallas Cowboys in 2022, you are not playing for us. Tyler Smith, you're going to be sitting next to me. And until he does something drastic and players fear not playing, this is going to continue to happen. And for Mike McCarthy to save his job, in my opinion, there has to be a meaningful change quickly, and that would be the best way to do it.
Yeah, drastic actions come in a lot of different shapes, sizes, and forms. Mike Ditka, I remember once when he was in Chicago, wanted to send a message. So we cut a player during camp by going into the locker room, taking all his stuff out of his locker, and just throwing it into the street physically. Now, that may not be in keeping with Mike McCarthy's personality, but it's something like that, Sacho. Does some sort of real significant action need to be taken here before this derails the season and maybe derails a coach?
Well, someone just needs to take accountability. This needs to be someone's thing. Obviously, the head coach is supposed to take accountability for all penalties, all things that goes to football and our operation. It can't be like, well, the offensive line, and then what was the defense in the playoffs? No, someone needs to take ownership, i.e. Mike McCarthy, and say this will not happen. This will not, penalties or mistakes like we saw in the last playoff game will not be the reason why we lose this year. We are too talented all across the board. And so until someone takes responsibility, I don't think we'll see anything change.
Go ahead, Chris.
Brady. We know Mike McCarthy doesn't call the plays on offense. Right. We know he doesn't call the plays on defense. Right. Jerry Jones says that the penalties need to be cut down and that you have to have better
Eastside Herald.
I mean, what is Mike McCarthy doing? If he's not calling the plays on offense or defense, his primary job is game management and cutting down on the penalties and instilling discipline. If Mike McCarthy can't do that, then maybe Mike Tannenbaum is right. Maybe we are talking about a situation where he loses his job
look at her.
rather than later.
Yeah, there was also moment last year where he couldn't see the clock, which was not something that usually happens.
She acted like Chris Canty's voice is staying.
We'll see. You don't want to fire a coach before he even plays a second preseason game, but things seem to be trending in that direction. Let's see what the weekend looks like.
Oh, Lordy.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube for live streaming.
Ooh, Lordy. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. How's everybody doing right now? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Can you look down here? Take a look, guys and ladies and haters. I see Eastside Herald here, okay? 19 days, 23 hours, 8 minutes, and 50 seconds away from kickoff of the 2022 season. And, you know, I'm sitting there listening to the guys right there. And so let me make sure I get this straight. So for Mike McCarthy to save his job, he needs to bench the number 1 draft pick of the Cowboys. Okay. Bench Tyler Smith. Okay. Got that. Okay. Bench Tyler Smith. Okay. Do we realize he's actually not starting right now? Anybody? Okay. before we get any further, before I get behind, let me say hello to Angelica Barone. What's up, Angelica? Alicia Morgan, how you doing, Alicia? There's Miss Hot Sauce, Lola. What's up, Lola? And of course, Gina Thorne. She is really a rose. What's up, Gina? How are you doing? Welcome, everybody, tonight. Oh, my goodness. Right now, we've got football going on right now. We've got the Green Bay Fudge Packers and stuff that are playing right now. We had the Chicago Bears last night and stuff. And this, I don't know about you, but it's still kind of crazy because we're only down to 3 preseason games. Cowboys abroad. We got you covered too, buddy, for the drawing. And fortunately, Michael Anthony Fitness Reaction Gig Economy should be back home tomorrow because he's been on vacation with his wonderful fiance. Da-da-dunt, 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 da-da-dunt.
Damn, Gina.
And then there's Randy Seitz. What's up, Randy? I know I mess up your name. I know I'll never get it. Cowboys' next preseason game is tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern. We will be covering the Washington Commanders. We'll probably do a live stream for the first half of the Washington Commanders game tomorrow night. It's hard to mention the Washington Commanders and not fall asleep. I'm sorry. It just does it to me. I got you, Randy, on the Super Chat. Appreciate that. I'm still dealing with this cold COVID thing and all that, and just about it's on its way out. It's on its way out, and it's been a rough week, and I will be glad to be finally free of this. And hopefully by tomorrow, I will be completely cough-free. I'm getting closer. So, couple of things here that are interesting. I'm old enough to remember when they said that Tristan Hill was guaranteed. You're in it to win it. Oh, what's up, Stephanie? Shout out to Stephanie. I'm old enough to remember when we were talking about Kelvin Joseph taking Anthony Brown's space and thinking that Tristan Hill was going to be cut. How crazy is it to say out Mark Hutton? Boy, the super chats are coming here. Y'all trying to wear out my hand, aren't you? Y'all trying to wear out my hand. Oh, my goodness.
Take the money out!
All right. I'm old enough to remember when Tristan Hill being cut was a sure thing, and Kelvin Joseph taking Anthony Brown's spot was also a sure thing. How crazy is it that it seems like I don't know who's going to get cut off the defensive line right now? Tristan Hill has actually become a pass rush aficionado, okay? I know it sounds funny because I still can't quite breathe, okay? I don't have my inhaler. That's upstairs, and I didn't take some more of the cough drops, so forgive me. But Tristan Hill has actually had a really good camp. And I'm sitting here in my mind because we can't keep as much as I'd like to say, let's keep everybody on the defensive line. We got so many great players on the defensive front that these guys are going crazy. You got Dante Fowler looking like he's a young man up in here. You got Terrell Basham, looking like he's trying to bash him. You know what I'm saying? That's the perfect name for a defensive end, Basham. You're sitting here I'm going to be on pins and needles. I may actually cry when it comes to cuts because I was sitting here talking to, who was I talking to? Somebody was actually saying that, because Quentin Bohannon, he seems to be getting his pad level down lower, and he's playing really well. There's people actually saying that maybe John Ridgeway might be cut. I'm like, John Ridgeway's not getting cut. No, man, that guy likes to bash heads, okay? Just the fact of the terminology that he puts out there. You got to keep him. What's up, Roland? How are you doing? Roland's Reviews. But I'm sitting here going crazy. Who's going to get cut? We looked at it as Carlos Watkins was going to be, was penciling as a starter, but then you got now kind of OC that's in there. And, you look at Neville Gallimore, he's probably our best defensive interior rusher. Quentin Bohannon, like I said, he's getting his pad level down, and you can't coach that size. You've got Dante Fowler that's actually looking really good in there. You got Basham that's been looking good. Sam Williams, he's not going to get cut. So I'm just like, who's going to be on the outs on the defensive front? Mark Hutton, I think Boss Man Fat is going to cut. That sounds like more and more that Boss Man is going to need to have a great preseason game tomorrow. That he really saved my tears for 10, you Eagle fans, I just love you guys. I'm going to say this much. You know what? You have not heard me say, we're beating the Eagles, pencil it down. You've not heard me say that, have you? But you Eagle fans have been talking so much. Alicia, I am feeling better. It's more in my chest now, so I've got a little bit of a wheeze here. Haven't been coughing quite as much, been sleeping a little bit better. Nose isn't stuffy as much as it was. It feels like, for a while there, the best way I could describe how my head felt was, if you've ever been a fan of The Walking Dead, you got the guy, right? And then they get the knife in the head. I felt like the guy with the knife in my head. That's what it felt like. Jennifer, Jenny. What's up, Jenny? How you doing? So, literally, that's how I felt. I felt like, okay, yeah. And I probably sounded like that, too. And Loyal Cowboy, are we going to have a Zoom call for tomorrow for the game? I don't know if we're going to do that one, because here's what I'm going to say, and I apologize, and I hope nobody takes offense. But especially when the regular season gets here, it's kind of hard to keep flow with the game, the chat, and everybody is kind of talking, so it just gets to be almost too much. So maybe we'll do it for tomorrow night. Maybe we will, but we won't be doing it for the regular season. How about that? But come Sunday, we will have our regular Zoom call. Also, too, if you want to do fantasy football with the Jobu Sports and Eastside Herald, I know you were part of it last year. Go to Jobu Fantasy. I know what y'all are thinking. What is Jobu? What's your fantasy? Seeing the Cowboys in the Super Bowl in 2022. Is that the fantasy, Jobu? Seeing the Cowboys in the Super... Yeah, okay. Anyway, go to Jobu Fantasy at gmail.com, okay? Mark, that bug had me down in bed for a whole week. Yeah, dude, it hit me. It was crazy. I was downtown D.C. working, and I went to the store, picked up some stuff, and I came back and I unloaded, and then I had to go park the car because it's D.C. And all of a sudden I started getting dizzy, and I started sweating like crazy, and I got lightheaded. And I was just completely out of it, to the point where I was like, I can't go on. And Mike drove me home, and and from that point on, I had been just like sleeping and taking meds and sleeping, and I'd wake up, I'd do a video, and then I'd go back in. Hot tea, honey, and a shot of tequila in it. I've done lots of hot tea with lemon and honey. I did one shot of rum. Okay, I did one shot of rum. I had in every kind of, from Mucinex, Dayquil, NyQuil, and Saturdays too, and all this stuff here. I've had everything. Okay, I think time is what's going to finally heal this. But back to these Eagles. My son, Philly 500, he sent me some messages and stuff out there. His usual rant is, the Cowboys stink. We're coming for your meats. Jordan Davis is going to be God, and we're going to double moonwalk on that ass. And I sent him back. I said, Philly, the price of chicken wings have dropped. They're at pre-pandemic prices. See, chicken wings, I don't know where you are, but it used to be a case of 40 pounds of chicken wings that cost me about $70, which is good. During the pandemic, they got up to like $160. So when David Wiley's here, I'm like, David, chill. Hey, slow down on the chicken wing. Look, we'll make another big sub. Slow down on the chicken wing. Because literally, chicken wings are almost like filet mignon, man. I was like, how is a chicken breast is half the price of chicken wings? You know, the chicken's got 2 breasts and 2 wings. How is the chicken wing so much more expensive than the chicken breast? I couldn't figure it out. So the price of it has dropped like big time. So I said to Philly 500, I said, bro, the chicken wings have gone. He said, what? He said, I thought the Cowboy fans got all the chicken wings. I was like, yeah, buddy. The chicken wings are coming back for you, okay? There's going to be tons of meats that you're going to have to try and come for. Tay Cowboys, what's up, Tay? All right, so back to Boss Man Fat. We looked at Boss Man Fat and we said, man, we need that guy to be a starter. We need Anthony Brown. And it seems like Anthony Brown, every year, it's always like Anthony Brown got to go. Anthony Brown got to go. He's entrenched pretty hard. Even with Jordan Lewis now kind of hurt, the thought would be is, okay, maybe you bring Anthony Brown and put him in the slot, and then you put Kelvin Joseph on the outside. They're like, nah, bro, that ain't happening. No. Kelvin Joseph is just literally not shown up. And I'm going to say something that I can't believe I'm going to say. That maybe the reason for this is the change that Kelvin Joseph made. Vanessa, what's up, Vanessa? How are you doing? After the incident with Kelvin Joseph, of course, he got scared straight. If you listen to his music before the incident versus after, it was kind of like he lost, he changed. It got to be a little bit, less edgy, more lovey. And I wonder if that change is where he kind of lost his mojo. That street element that was there, that maybe it's not there anymore. And that's where he's kind of lost it. Yeah, Deron Bland, our 5th round pick, has looked really good. That's one of the reasons why you kind of say, I was looking at the guys that are out there. Nahshon Wright hasn't done great. He's done a little better in practice than, of course, Kelvin Joseph, that you look at it and say, because we do have experienced guys in Jordan Lewis and Diggs and Brown and things like that, and you got other guys that are playing well, that all of a sudden Kelvin Joseph is kind of expendable. Which is crazy when we start thinking about this now. This is where we always come up with somebody that you never heard of before that out of nowhere becomes a player. Primetime Phil, and it is the mailman, Brian Green. What's up, guys? What's going on? Kelvin Joseph is ranked number 14th among defensive backs. You mean on our team, not in the NFL. Doesn't matter. Joseph is gone. Philadelphia historian, we've got a long history of spanking the Eagles. Well, I keep thinking about the Eagles and I lose that thought. But I have not been saying that we're going to kick your ass. I have not been out there putting myself out there constantly, with material about how good, the Cowboys are. Lucky Gardenia, what's up? Eagle fans and Philly 500 in particular, you guys have it determined. We are kicking the Dallas Cowboys' teeth in twice this year. We're winning the division. We're going to the NFC Championship game. We are the best team in football. I tell you what, I pray that the Hard Knocks Detroit Lions don't come out week 1 and kick your teeth in. I'm not sure that you guys will be able to recover from that. Marcus, it's mentality. They need to give the man the time. Must remember he is facing big time. Well, here's the problem with playing in the NFL. Just like the letters are, not for long. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. We support you when you can play football. Did you see where Pac-Man Jones, after his suspension, and Jerry Jones said, come here? He said, here's what you got to do, son. First, you got to get out the street and stuff with that street crap you're doing. The second thing is you got to be a great football player. Deshaun Watson just proved that. Do you think that an NFL owner would go through and say, let's say it was me and I did some stupid shit. Do you think an NFL owner would say, Mark Holmes, he deserves to be back on YouTube. He made some stupid mistakes. He's trying to do better. He deserves a second chance. Do you really think that NFL owner would do that for me, or anybody would do that for me? He's only getting that opportunity because he is a football player who can play football. Jerry Jones said the same thing about Greg Hardy after his BS. Oh, we're just here to try and help Greg Hardy because we think he's just a nice guy. He didn't think he was a nice guy. What you thought he was going to do was that he was going to go out there and wring some quarterbacks' necks for you and win you some football games. And once he decided to start trying to wring coaches' necks on the team, it was kind of like, oh, no, we can't help Hilbert. No, we don't need him. That's the way it works. So for Kelvin Joseph, it's great to just say he needs time. He's facing a whole lot. The NFL gives no Fs. They give no Fs about you unless you can do one thing, and that is perform. Hey, Mark, good to see and hear you feeling 100% better. Ryan, I don't know about 100% better because I will get in here and start coughing up a little bit here, but I'm definitely on the mend, okay? It definitely did not kill me, at least not this time. What's up? Eagles better beat the Lions. But that's where I'm kind of like, for us Cowboys, they already told us we're ass. That we don't have any receivers, that have any experience and stuff, and that CeeDee Lamb, he really is just a drop machine, right? And that Zeke Elliott, he's old and definitely needs to be benched and overpaid. Dak Prescott, well, he's really only a top 15 quarterback, isn't he? Right? So how is it we're expected to do anything? If we happen to, just like beat the Eagles, won't that be like a surprise? Because the Eagles have already told us they're the king shits in the division. Right? Right? Isn't that what Philly told us?
I think I'm entitled. You want answers. I want the truth. You can't
Hurts
handle the
to
truth.
pass, throws, pick. Horrible pass. Oh my God. Stupid, 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 stupid throw. Son of a bitch. What a bad throw. Stupid throw. Oh, stupid throw! Oh, stupid throw! Oh, stupid throw! Oh, stupid throw!
Oh, boy. Yeah. So, I had to go through, but Philly, I love us. I love you guys. I love you guys. Now, here's what I find interesting here. Let me flip cameras on you guys. This, I'm a homer. I am a Cowboys fan. I will say, I think the Cowboys aren't as bad as everybody's made them out to be for this season. I think the Cowboys will go 11-6. I think we got a chance to win the division. We'll see how it goes. I think, as long as you've got a healthy Dak Prescott, I think he's the best quarterback in our division by far. I think we have a defense that could be a top 5, that for once our defense won't be the redheaded stepchild that holds us back. Now, and again, because I'm a homer, I'm always going to, it's like, a parent. You'd always talk about, my kids are the best kids in the world. No, they're not. Your kids are jackasses. They're bad. They're not that bright. They're not good at sports. But in your mind, they are the greatest kids in the world. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult Johnny. I didn't. Okay, but you know what I mean. You are a homer for your kids, okay? We all are. We all think our kids are the best. And the reality is they all can't be the best. So this was a quarterback NFC ranking from Brian Mitchell and his partner, Finley. And basically they took all the cast and stuff, and they ranked the quarterbacks in the division. And this was kind of crazy to me. Let me blow it up some more here. See if I can get this a little bit bigger here. It won't get any bigger, sorry. But, okay, so one guy's got Dak at number 1, Hurts at second. Keep in mind, this is a Commanders group of guys. They have Gardner Minshew as third, Tyrod Taylor as fourth, and then Carson Wentz. This is a Washington person. Okay, their intern John has Dak, Hurts, Wentz, and then Tyrod Taylor. Now, what you'll notice that is actually sad is when you look at where they have Daniel Jones. Landfill has Daniel Jones as the 6th best on the first one. The second one has him as the 5th best. Brian Mitchell, former Washington Commander, Dak, Hurts, Wentz, and Daniel Jones. JP's got Dak, Wentz, Hurts, Minshew, Heineke, Tyrod Taylor, Daniel Jones, and then Sam Howell. But how is it that homers on there only have the only one of them has Hurts as even Wentz as even the 2nd best? That's kind of telling, don't you think? That's kind of wow. You know, you don't even have faith in your guy. That is truly amazing to me. Big pun, Lola. Cowboys, you will be. Well, hold on, big pun. That crept on past me. Let me get back to it. Lola, Cowboys, you were rocking that green jersey. Another disappointing season from your team. Last year wasn't. I mean, hey, you know what? It sucked that we lost in the playoffs, but I don't remember the Eagles going on to the NFC Championship game last year. And I wasn't disappointed seeing us kick your teeth in there twice. Quite frankly, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Philly 500 and his meltdowns, quite frankly. And I don't remember being disappointed when we beat the Washington Commanders. I don't remember being disappointed when we beat the New York Giants. I actually enjoyed last year. I especially enjoyed my son.
Everybody do it back here, and so before we start this video, I gotta get this mother humping thing out of the way. Mark Holmes is my daddy. Okay, that's out of the way. Ow!
You know, I kind of find it funny how you Eagles are feeling yourselves, but then again, I guess I can understand how you Eagles are always feeling yourself because Lord knows nobody else wants to feel you. Philly cream cheese puff. I always enjoyed a good Eagles trashing. Oh boy. Yeah. So anyway, because now we only have 3 preseason games, it's still kind of mystifying because you got used to the first game being the game that nobody played, the second game being where you'd get your starting people to start for, a quarter. The third game would be your dress rehearsal and you get them to play a half. But now we've gone through where teams are trying to keep their players in bubble wrap and they don't play their starters at all. So technically, the second game is actually the third game, which would be the dress rehearsal if you were actually dress rehearsing for the season. But it's not really dress rehearsal because now the dress rehearsals for some teams like the Cowboys are actually practice against other teams. You guys follow me on that? So now, instead of actually playing preseason games and thinking this is where we're going to get our timing together, like yesterday's practice with the Chargers and the day before are now looked at as like the third preseason game. So, of course, Dak and, Zeke and our starters won't be playing in that game. They feel like they got their reps in yesterday. Dak will never win an MVP. Stop it. I don't know about that, my man. I don't know about that. Numbers-wise, he was right there with the MVP. If the Cowboys have a great season and he has another season a little bit better than what he had last year, it's possible. And I will say never, because we used to say the Eagles will never win a Super Bowl, but then they did. So things happen. And for those out there that are saying that, well, Mark, you've been talking about how division champs never repeat in the NFC East, and you're not. I've talked about it. But, at some point, it's going to happen. At some point, somebody is going to be repeat champions in the NFC East. So why not? What do I think about the new color rush uniforms? It's not really a lot of color in them, but I do like the helmets are like this, but instead of having the gray, the cage is white, which is kind of cool. It's definitely kind of cool. You see a lot of teams with so much different color going black. It's cool. I can't wait to actually see it on the field, and I hope that it actually works for the team. We're going to win another one. Hurts. Okay. All right. I tell you what. I will say, Eagle fans, and you can dispute it. I don't care. I will say that Dak Prescott has a better chance of being an MVP than Jalen Hurts has of winning a Super Bowl. I'm just saying. I say that Dak Prescott has a better chance of winning MVP than Jalen Hurts has of winning the Super Bowl. Tony Douglas, Dak is a great quarterback, and I hope Dallas doesn't end up wasting this guy's career. Dak has the least help this year that he's ever had, so Dak doesn't ball out with less. He could win MVP. So I digress. I hate Dallas, but I am fair. Shout out to you, Pope. And I have to agree. And see, here's the thing that's different, too. Here's the thing that's different that people you don't take into people don't take in consideration. I know that a team leading the NFL in takeaways 2 years in a row is rare, but it happened with the Seattle Seahawks. But here's where the Cowboys could make up a lot of ground on the offense. One, here's what I'm telling you. The Cowboys have forever been living by the past with Tony Romo. In fact, let me show you guys again, because listen to me here, guys. Listen very carefully, because I'm going to tell you that it's not about throwing a lot of yards. It's not about throwing a lot of yards. What it's about is
you play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win. When you start telling me it doesn't matter, then retire. Get out. Because it matters.
okay. If you want to help Dak, if you want help for Dak, I'm going to tell you the best thing you do to help Dak is the running game. Tony Romo, we lived and died by the sword with Tony Romo. So many years it was either we were going to win because Tony Romo threw it in the end zone and got a big touchdown, or we were going to fall short. And the defense wasn't there to be able to get us to stop when we needed to. Okay? I want you to look here. Tony Romo in 2012, right here. Let's see if I can get this one to load. Tony Romo in 2012 threw for a Dallas Cowboys, still holding record by 1 yard, 4,903 yards. That's a lot of yards, almost 5,000 yards. You know how few players have thrown for that many yards in a career, in a season? Seriously, in a season? I think it's only been 18 players have thrown for more than 4,903 yards. Dak Prescott was 1 yard short of that. You look at that and say, oh my God, look at those numbers. Look at all those yards he threw. But here's the thing. He only threw 28 touchdowns and 19 interceptions. Now, I'm not going to say that Tony Romo learned a lot between 2012 and 2014, but here's an amazing thing. Now, take a look at the numbers. 65.6% completion percentage, right? 28 TDs, 19 interceptions. An average 7.6 yards per pass. Now, I don't know that Tony Romo, he was an old dog at that point, so you couldn't really teach him new tricks. And he had Jason Garrett, which we know there were no new tricks. But lo and behold, go down to 2014. 2014, he threw for 1,200 yards less. 1,200 yards less, right? But his completion percentage went up by 4.5%. His touchdowns went up. He had 7 more touchdowns and 10 less interceptions. That was the most efficient season of his career. And his yards per catch almost went up by a full yard. And I say this to say, you want to get help for for Dak Prescott? The help is the running game. The help is the running game, because if the running game works, then play action pass works a lot better, where the defense is trying to stop the run. And see, here's what I want you to understand. And a lot of people, when I say play action, okay, let me break it down what play action is. Play action, okay, is you're faking the run. Why would you fake the run? If a team is worried about stopping Zeke Elliott, if a team has got 8 men in the box, if a team is trying to say, we can't let this guy continue to get 4 and 5 yards on a carry, what happens is you look like you're handing the ball off to Zeke, the linebackers freeze or they step up. The safety steps up. They are trying to get momentum forward to meet. Now probably you have one-on-one coverage with your wide receivers. You also have your tight ends who could be faking, giving a little chip to the defensive end and turning around ready to catch the football. Play action is high percentage. Play action to somebody like Tony Pollard, who is a running back / receiver, as opposed to he's the anti-Debo, who's a receiver / running back. It gives you an advantage against the defense because you can run the football. This is the problem with the Dallas Cowboys offense the second half of the season. We weren't effective enough when running the football that we couldn't really do play action as effectively. And Dak, because of his leg, was not good with run-pass options. You did not want him to run. And so he was not deemed a threat, and you became one-dimensional. You want to help Dak with these young receivers? I'm okay with the receivers. I worry that CeeDee Lamb is okay. I wouldn't mind having another veteran in there. But I look at Dalton Schultz, who is going to become one of Dak Prescott's favorite targets, and I look at what we can do with Tony Pollard. If you can disguise Tony Pollard being a wide receiver and people thinking he's a running back, he's going to have advantages. So this is where having lack of players, coaching becomes the difference maker, and I hope and pray that Kellen Moore can become a difference maker when it comes to calling the plays. And see, the thing about this number right here, where you think that, how is it possible that our offense did more things with 1,200 yards less? It was balanced because teams had to cover the whole field because they're worried so much about DeMarco Murray eating it up. And it can be Dak and Tony Pollard. Okay, we just want to get 2,000 yards of running ability between the two of them. If we can do that, we could go all the way. That's a tall task to get the two of them to get to that, but it is conceivable. If we can do that, then teams have to respect the run and can't put so many people on the receivers. And the great thing about Dak Prescott, I know a lot of you do not like Dak Prescott and say that, he ain't this and he ain't that, but I'm going to tell you one thing about Dak Prescott is he will find the open guy and get them the ball in space where it needs to. He is great at distributing the football to the man that is open. And when you can do that with the running game, the offense will be efficient. And with the defense that we have that is going to be aggressive, provided that the officials don't take all of our aggression away from us, they will get you the football. And when you get the football on a turnover, the advantage really goes to the offense because the defense is not ready. And I'm going to tell you how the defense isn't ready. You're the defensive guy, right? Shit, man. We just stopped them. Thank God. Oh, shit. You coming off the field, right? You grabbing, your Gatorade. Coach is over there talking to you and say, hey, man, listen, what they're trying to do is they're trying to double team in the middle, and the center is hitting you. The other guy's bouncing off. He's trying to get to the second level and get to the linebacker and stuff like that. What I need you to do is I need you to hold up the guard and keep him from getting to second level, right? While you're still sitting there trying to get your shit together, listening to the coach, all of a sudden you hear defense. What? Turnover. Oh, shit. Where's my helmet? I got to grab my helmet, throw my helmet on. I got to run out on the field. The defensive coordinator's, oh, shit, where's the ball at? Okay. All right, what defense are we calling? Offense is out there. They're ready to make a big play. The advantage is to the offense to make that play. This is what the Dallas Cowboys are going to be. Yes, their yardage may go down. They may not be the number one offense in yardage this year, but I bet you they will be more efficient. I bet you they will control the clock. And with the defense will give the offense more opportunities. This team right now is being modeled after the Seattle Seahawks of 2012 and 13, which was predicated on the run, a defense that played lights out, that got the football, gave the offense extra opportunities, and mauled you to death. Big pun? Yes, control the clock. When you can run the football, you control the clock. When you've got an 8, 9, 10-minute drive, you're controlling the clock. You don't do that by throwing the ball every play. That's what I'm telling you this team's going to be about. I'm telling you. Dak is my quarterback. He could do it with Beasley. He can do it with anybody. As long as we're winning, that's the only thing I care about. Thomas Garrett, amen on that one. Jim Laws, I hear Du Bois is coming back like the Terminator and taking the lid off. That defense is going to be like the Terminator. The Eagles have been talking about, their defensive front and stuff. The Eagles' defense, apparently, at least against the Cleveland Browns in practice, were very susceptible to play action. The Eagles don't use a lot of play action, so they're not used to seeing it in practice much. But that's where the Cowboys will be able to eat them up. The Eagles will have a great defensive line. They're going to be trying to stop the run and stuff, and that's where that play action is going to get them. Chat better without Philadelphia. Jim Laws, I said we got another good back. Kareem Hunt would be perfect. Cowboys aren't going to go for Kareem Hunt. We get suckered in every time there's a free. I don't understand why we get suckered in every time there's a free agent. We all think, the Cowboys are going to go for this. No, we're not. We're not. We're just not. Ain't going to happen. It's great to dream about. It's great for the talking heads to talk about. But we ain't going for nobody. That's not the Cowboys way. We know Jerry and Stephen Jones, they're not giving up draft picks. They're not giving up money. They look at it as Amari Cooper burned us. Amari Cooper burned us. We're not going to do that again. Lola says Hunt is a woman beater. That is very true. Yes, Gina, can we take a moment to hit the like button? Well, shout out to Tay Cowboys. Reason why we don't win. The reason why we don't win is because we don't get big. Well, see, here's my theory on. We think about the Eagles going out and constantly bringing in new players, right? They always go. They went out and got A.J. Brown. They almost have to because they suck at drafting in the first round. They don't get the impact players in the draft. So they have to try and go outside to try and get them. You look at the Dallas Cowboys, how many big name playmakers do we have as opposed to the Eagles? We got Diggs. We drafted him. We got Micah Parsons. We drafted him. We got Dak Prescott. We drafted him, right? We got Tyron Smith. We drafted him. We got Zach Martin. We got him. We got CeeDee Lamb. They got to go out and try and find a CeeDee Lamb. They got to go out and try and find another quarterback because, they tried with Carson Wentz. And you see how much they gave up for him, and he's not even there anymore. Mark, how does play action work when defense doesn't care about Dak throwing the ball because they know he's going to make a bad throw that causes a big third down or a turnover? Tim Simpkins, you're wrong on that one. The reason why play action wasn't working the second half of the season was because they didn't respect the play action because we couldn't run the football. And as far as Dak makes a lot of bad throws, he had 10 interceptions last year, 37 interceptions. It's not a lot of bad throws there, buddy. Hate to tell you, you've been watching ESPN too much, buddy. Run fan one. And the other thing you can do is 12 personnel, and that's the 2 tight end sets. And when you don't have a lot of great playmaking wide receivers, that's where, oh, Lord, here we go. Nude HD. I knew it was about time for them to show up, isn't it? Hide them mother humpers. And they literally are mother humpers. But 12 personnel is another way to do that. 12 personnel having 2 tight ends in there will help with the running game. And once the running game is going, you can hit your tight ends. Boom. You might call it dink and dunk. I call it actually being able to win the game. Zeke hasn't rushed for more than 45 yards against the Commanders the last 2 years. Okay. I'm not sure that's true or not. 45? Let me go. I'll tell you what. I will come back with you on that one. But I will say that when Zeke played you guys, he had a tore PCL. And Commanders fans, the last thing you should be doing is talking about a running back because your boy Antonio Gibson, Mr. Fumblerooski, he's been demoted right now to punt return, I believe, because he can't hold on to the ball. And I dare say that the Dallas Cowboys have been kicking your teeth in with Dak Prescott, and you might want to just be quiet because,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, real hating, man, that's like an art form, man. It's like you like a born a hater, like myself, man. A lot of cats think they hate, but, man, I mean, I'm mad, I'm mad at everything, man. Brother got a nice car, man. Why you got a car, man? I only got 1 car. Why you got 3 cars or a wife or all that, man? That's played out, man. I hate on it till he's totally broke and ain't got nothing like me, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, that's what real hating is all about, man.
Because now you got me wondering, because we get so many bullshit-ass comments. Washington, 37, 45. Okay, you're right. 37 and 45 is what he had in those 2 games. But I will say that both of those games, he had a tore PCL, and we had a shit offensive line. and we kicked your ass in both games. Because I believe we didn't really need him to run too much when the score was 56-14, jackass. 56-14. Well, Zeke Elliott didn't rush for more than 45 yards. Yeah, but we scored 56 points. So how about you shut the fuck up? Okay? Just shut the fuck up. Good Lord. Damn Skins fans. Y'all emboldened when your own team, your own homers won't even say that your quarterback is one of the best quarterbacks in the division. Come on, man. I'll take some shit from some Eagles. Because at least they've been relevant. You guys, it's best to be quiet, man. Just best to be quiet. And for the next thing, how the hell can you even call yourself a football fan when you are the Commanders? And I pray, I'm going to tell you. Oh, this is going to be so funny. I kind of got some inside word that you guys are working on a mascot. Yeah, a mascot. So the thought is that they may do like a cartoon commander. Oh, please let it be a cartoon commander. Oh my God, the Washington Commanders away. Come on, man. Get a real name, man. Come on. I mean, the Washington Redskin Potatoes would have been better than the Commanders, man. Come on, man. Boy, please. Grown folks here talking, son. Grown folks here talking. Shit. Come on, man. Come on. Jeez. Thank you for that. Because smacking the Commanders is like smacking a child. How did the Cowboys have a bad O-line? They had the number one offense. Now, we did have a good offensive line. We did have a lot of yards last year, but you couldn't honestly say that we had a good offensive line last year. We had so many different combinations. I believe we had 8 different combinations. You can look at it and say that from the time okay. David Wiley, what's up, David? From the first half of the season versus the second half, there was a tale of 2 different offensive lines. Once Tyron Smith hurt his ankle, and we ended up shifting Terrence Steele to left tackle and Lyle Collins coming back in, it was kind of the beginning of the end of that offensive line being great last season. It truly showed. We brought in Connor McGovern for, Connor Williams and things, and it just was never like they could really get back in line. And Zeke is not washed, Samuel. Zeke, I guarantee, it's funny. A guy who was only one of 7 people to rush for 1,000 yards last year, who actually rushed, believe it or not, this is what's going to be funny. Is my Washington Commander, is my Commander fan here? Who's talking about my running back? Do you know that my running back, who only averaged 45 yards or less the last 2 games that he played against you guys, right? That he averaged more yards per carry than your guy, Mr. Fumblerooski? Antonio Gibson averaged 4.1. Zeke, who's worse, rushed for 4.2. People will say, I'll take Alvin Kamara over Zeke Elliott anytime. That guy, he only averaged 3.8 yards a carry. Joe Mixon? Is he washed? Because he only averaged 4 yards a carry. How about that? Kind of amazing that a guy who's washed up is averaging more yards than these young whippersnappers. Okay? Kind of crazy, isn't it? What about lamb kebabs? Not that crazy about lamb, David. Not that crazy about it, but you the chef. I will defer to you. Boom. Got my man David Wiley. I'm just saying. All these people that keep saying, you've been listening to ESPN and Fox Sports 1 too much, that the Cowboys had too many penalties, Mike McCarthy needs to be fired, Dak sucks, Zeke is washed, CeeDee Lamb is dropped. And it's going to be funny when the Cowboys start winning some games. It's going to be funny when they start winning some games. Now, the thing that has been bugging me, we're coming, boy, this hour's going by. When you get all these haters in here and all these trolls, the time seems like it flies by too fast because I can't get in everything I want to talk about. They screw up my game, all right? You fools on the...
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
The thing that mystifies me has been the Tyler Smith situation. where Tyler Smith has been second string, where Connor McGovern has been kind of the starter in practice and stuff. And I've been thinking, this is my own personal theory. I don't have any inside information or anything like that. I don't have anything inside or anything, but this is my thought. My thought is that they're trying to think ahead for once. And the idea of Tyron Smith being out. I almost feel like they're looking and saying, if Tyron Smith goes out, we've got to put in the best 5 guys. And the best 5 guys, that Tyler Smith will be one of those guys. You can't look at Josh Ball and say, yeah, Tyron Smith goes down, Josh Ball's in there. Matt Lewinsky has not had training camp because of the shoulder. Yes, he's not going to have shoulder surgery. But they're not ready to turn the keys to the kingdom over to him. Karen, what's up, Karen? How you doing? I believe that what they're trying to make sure is if Tyron Smith goes down, Tyler Smith will be ready to play tackle. And if he plays any tackle, I think this year, and does halfway decent with it, that it will be the end of Tyron Smith. As much as we talk about how much money Zeke Elliott cost, because we're saying, oh, well, Zeke Elliott, if the Cowboys cut him next year, they'll save $10 million. Well, it'll still cost us $6 million to get rid of him. Why not say, Zeke, let's tear up that contract. We'll pay you $8 million to come back. You already got to pay him $6 million to walk. Why not pay him $2 million more to stay? Because you still have a back who stays healthy. Miles Sanders can't get through training camp without a pulled hamstring. He proclaims, I'm going to play 17 games, and pulls his hamstring. Mamba Mentality, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome to the show. Say what you will about Zeke. Zeke's not washed up. But here's the thing. You start talking about that, when we start talking about trying to create money, you could take Zeke Elliott's contract and cut it in half and still have him. New contract, like you did with D-Law. That's $8 million. And you got to look at Tyron Smith and say, if Tyron Smith goes down and misses any significant time, you got to look at that and say, I do have Tyler Smith that I might be able to plug in there. That's $13 million that I can save right there with Tyron Smith. I hate to say that, but you have to look at it from those standpoints. Well, do I pay Diggs? Do I pay CD? And so on. Laugh out loud at Joseph. What did Joseph say? Tyron Smith should have been gone a long time ago. But see, David, here's the problem. Tyron Smith is still really good when he can play. You can't just find somebody that can replace him. And a lot of times what we say as fans, get rid of the guy. He's a bum. Is that Commanders fan still here? Is that jackass still here talking about my running back when he's got a running back who can't hold on to the damn ball? The Washington Commanders kept saying, Kirk Cousins sucks. We got to get rid of him. We'll just draft another quarterback, or we'll just get anybody's better than Kirk Cousins. But you got to look at it and say, Kirk Cousins has had like 128 TDs to the 9 stiffs that they've had in there have like 68. Sometimes you want to move on from a guy and not realize they're hard to replace, and left tackles are hard to replace. Just saying. It's not it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. You can't just go ahead and say, oh, just trade that guy and we'll just get somebody else. It doesn't work that way. Chargers will beat Dallas. Well, that wouldn't be a surprise because the Cowboys aren't playing any of their starters. We're not. And the Cowboys, we lost all 4 of our preseason games last year. And we kicked your ass, kicked your teeth in twice, Eagles. Are you actually banking on preseason? Oh, I forgot. You guys are the off-season champions. So, of course, you bet. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you just lose to the Jets, jackass? The Jets. 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 Yes, you lost to them last week. So what are you talking about? It's preseason, idiot. Mark, please admit it that Zeke doesn't have any more gas to take. I say draft a running back next year. I will bet that Zeke Elliott has over 1,100 yards this year. Bet you that one. Guarantee it. We talking about practice, damn it. Anyone has a gun even here. Everyone has a gun even here at the grocery store? Okay. What does having a gun have to do with talking about football? All right. We need to do, since I don't have Michael Anthony Fitness Reaction Gig Economy here. In fact, I haven't even seen damn Gina tonight. I need to go over to the other desk here and get these in here so we can get our drawing going, okay? So let's go to a little commercial break here for one moment.
I don't often watch Eagle channels, but when I do, I watch Philly 500, so I can lie.
Fuck.
Wow, that has to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. You're gonna take a quarterback in the second round? Are you kidding me? What are you, just trade Carson then? Are you kidding me? You just took over a quarterback in the second round. This team is so good that they don't need to take. They don't need anything else, right? They're so good. This has to be for something.
Stay thirsty, my friends, and follow the Jobu Sports Report.
Oh, Lordy. You Eagle fans, well, you lost to the Jets in the regular season? Okay. Yes, that happens. It's the NFL. Teams can lose to anybody, as you guys have shown, because you guys lose to the Cowboys more than anybody. But hey, it's all good. You know, like I said, I'm just happy that we can actually be on the same field as you Eagles guys, because we know that you Eagles are the best team in the NFL right now. Okay, we know that you guys are the best team in the NFL. They've already told us. So you guys better not disappoint. Eagles, I'm telling you, you better not. You better not go up to Detroit and lose to the Lions, because I will ride you guys. I will talk so much smack about you guys if you lose to the Lions week 1. Oh, you better hope that you go out the first part of that season where it's soft. It's a soft schedule. You guys have it made starting the season. You know, we got Tampa Bay. And then we've got, the Bengals. Although I think that the Dallas Cowboys have a good chance against Tampa Bay. Have you guys heard the conspiracy theory about where Tom Brady is right now? Have you guys heard this one? It's interesting because you start thinking about it saying, nah, that's not happening. But then you start hearing something. It's kind of like, huh. So here's the thing. The word was Tom Brady would be back after the 20th, after their preseason game, which is, of course, tomorrow. Interestingly enough, the 20th is the auditions, one of the audition days for The Masked Singer. You're saying, what? Why would Tom Brady? No, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. With the NFL, nothing happens by accident. Nothing. happens by accident. Do you think it was an accident? It was just dumb luck that Deshaun Watson gets 11-game suspension? And it just so happens that the game he's eligible to come back is, oh, here we go, naked high. Damn it, naked high def. We all know where to find you, okay? You don't need to advertise on Jobu Sports Report. Or if you're going to advertise, at least kick some money here for me, okay? Or something. Damn. Do you honestly believe that the NFL and the NFLPA decided on an 11-game suspension because we looked at it and said, well, because there was this, and this, and so that's why it should be 11 games? Or the fact that they're playing the Texans in Texas? You don't think that that's going to not be much watch TV? Nothing happens with the NFL without it being approved. So here's the thing. Think about it. The Masked Singer, Fox Television. Guess who signed, a $300 million contract with Fox to be, a commentator when he's done playing football? Tom Brady. Right? What better way to bring up more publicity for Fox and your partnership with Tom Brady than to put him in on one of your shows? Now think about it. They said this was planned a long time ago. Nothing medical. Something personal. The Masked Singer. Just saying. Just saying. Kelvin Joseph's hips are too tight. Okay. He needs to take salsa dancing during the off season. Okay. I think Tom Brady is doing a commercial. A commercial would be like 2 days at most. Masked Singer. We're going to force Tampa Bay into retirement. Oh, speaking of Tampa Bay. Okay. So their center they lost with a gruesome knee injury. His starting guard went to Cincinnati. His other guard is injured too and gone for the season. And now Tristan Wirth has an oblique strain that he got yesterday, which is a minimum 4-week injury. And as I sit here, it's 19 days, 22 hours, 5 minutes and 50 seconds away from kickoff. So it's conceivable that Tom Brady, who was missed then like 10 or plus days in training camp, who lost the Gronk for Kyle Rudolph, he does have Julio Jones, but it's not the Julio. It's not your dad's Julio Jones. This is more like, who Jones. Who Jones. He's not Julio anymore. He's just who Jones. He's just who Jones. He's not Julio anymore. He's just who Jones. Okay? I think the Cowboys got an opportunity. And we have a defensive front that can get in Tom Brady's face because Tom Brady doesn't like shit all in his face. He doesn't like shit in his face. Ask Giselle. He don't like nothing in his face. Anyway, let's get this drawing out the way. Mickey Cox. What's up, Mickey? How are you doing? Big Tex, Philadelphia, it's all love. I'm just messing with you. No, don't tell Philadelphia we love him. I mean, we were worried about him when we thought he was dead and stuff, but don't tell, he'll get a big head. Somebody loves me. Yay! No, nobody loves you, Philadelphia. Nobody does. We tolerate you, son. We tolerate you. Thanks for giving us the exact time, bro. Oh, no, I've got a clock over there. It's a countdown clock. I have it every year. I started right around 130. You don't want to start it as soon as the season gets over. It's too depressing. So I started about 130, and it doesn't seem quite as bad. But, yeah, 19 days. All right. We'll do I got camp towels and I got prints. Okay? Not prints, like the print pieces, okay? Because I've got like Dak Prescott and stuff like that, okay? All right, here we go. Let's dig in here. Let's move them around because there's a lot in here. Julio. Okay. All right. I got one. David Wiley. David, shout out to you. I know what you want. You want a Joe. I tell you what. You've wanted the That one, David, that's yours. You've wanted the John Madden special. It's yours, David Wiley. Congratulations. Prince or not Prince? I said not right. I said Prince, as in like the Prince. Okay. You guys make it hard out here for a pimp.
Come on, Danny. Want it, Danny. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble it. Oh! I just sat there saying, don't fumble it. Rasheed, look, you know you're older. Hold it.
Oh, boy. I tolerate Philadelphia the way I do without I die. Yeah, we all just tolerate him. And if anybody has seen my man DMV as well as Rasheed, remind them and yourself, if you want to be part of our fantasy football, it is Jobu Fantasy at Gmail. Did y'all just see that? Did that thing just start spinning by itself? Joseph Hutton, okay, we got it. We got the joke. You think I'm the best Eagles content creator out there. Okay, all right. Well, don't hurt Philly 500's feelings, okay? But did y'all, seriously, from time to time, Jobu, it is still, it is. Look, okay, look, there ain't nobody else over here. Look, there ain't nobody else in here. That was, I'm going to have to look at the replay on that one. Sometimes, like you guys have seen like the door open up over here before. Literally the door on the cabinet. I think Jobu's trying to get some extra rum out the cabinet or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. With that being said, it is time to get your shot glasses on. We've had a ball tonight. I have not been hacking up too much, so for all those that have been worried about me and saying, stop coughing in the mic, I apologize for that. But I am so happy to have each and every one. Oh, we got a new member here tonight. I don't know who the new member is. I must have missed that. Whoever is the new member, go to the community tab. There is a link in there for channel members only. And with that, we will make sure we send you your shot glass. Dr. JX115, thanks for what you do. It's been I've been silently watching for 3 years. Semi Fioco needs more plays with the first team. Pollard and Zeke on the field at the same time. Well, shout out to you, Dr. JX1555. I appreciate it, and you are entered in our next drawing. I don't know if I want to touch the hopper or not after it started spinning here, because that was kind of crazy. That was kind of crazy here. Appreciate the super chat. And get your shot glasses ready. And whoever is the new channel member, go to the community tab. The link for members only is in there. Send us an email. And those of you who are members, if you got some ideas, some comments and all stuff, send that stuff in there as well. If you want to be part of the fantasy football, go to jobufantasy.com. jobufantasy at gmail.com and get your shot glass. good night, good people, and I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be live streaming doing the. Every time I say Washington Commanders, I get tired. Talking about the Washington Commanders just makes you yawn. Have you noticed every time I start saying something about it, I yawn? We'll stream the first half at least of the Washington Commanders team and see how they look. And definitely tomorrow night we will be doing the Dallas Cowboys, which is a 10 o'clock at night game. Be safe out there, and God willing, I'll see you later.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same